I am presenting here a series of 14 chapters from my audiobook titled Ancient Sages of India. This is the seventh one in the series, which is Valmiki. Chapter 6, Valmiki. Sage Valmiki, as you may all know very well, is the author of the holy epic Ramayana. The Ramayana consists of 24,000 verses. Valmiki is also the author of Yoga Vasishtha, a text that elaborates on a range of philosophical issues. The original name of sage Valmiki was Ratnakara. His father was sage Prachetesha. At a very young age, Ratnakara went into the forest and got lost. A hunter who was passing by saw him. The hunter took him under his own care. Under the love and care of his foster parents, Ratnakara forgot his original parents. With the guidance of his foster father, he turned out to be an excellent hunter. When he approached the marriageable age, he was married to a girl from the hunter's family. When his family grew larger, Ratnakara found it difficult to feed them. So he took to robbery and began looting people passing from one village to another. One day, waiting for a suitable victim, Ratnakara was hiding by the side of a forest pathway. The great sage Narada came there. He was walking peacefully, admiring the beauty of the forest and playing the veena, singing kirtans in praise of God. Ratnakara jumped out in front of him and demanded all his valuables. With love flowing from his eyes, sage Narada said smilingly that his valuables were the rags of garments which he was wearing. He said, "My dear man, if you want them, you may take them." Ratnakara was surprised with Narada's fearlessness. He was gazing through Narada's eyes and his cruel mind melted. Narada noticed this transformation. He lovingly explained to Ratnakara how stealing and killing animals was very sinful. Then he asked Ratnakara a pointed question. The question was whether the family for whom he was robbing others will partake in his sins also. Ratnakara wanted to test this. He went back and asked the same question to his family. To his shock, he realized that his family members refused to be involved in his sins. Upon this realization, Ratnakara fell at Narada's feet and prayed for forgiveness. Narada taught him to recite the sacred name of Rama. Ratnakara sat down in the forest, closed his eyes, and continued chanting the name of Rama. His concentration was very deep and he remained in meditation for years. He sat there so long in meditation that ant hills grew all around and above him. Narada came again to see him and removed all the ant hills from his body. Then he told Ratnakara that God was pleased with him. He was given the name of Valmiki since he was reborn from the Valmika, namely the anthill. Then sage Valmiki asked sage Narada a few questions like this. Is there a person in this world who possesses all the 16 virtuous qualities of a perfect man? Is there a person who embodies righteousness, who is beautiful and strong of body, mind, and character, yet humble, kind, and benevolent? Is there a person who is firm in his beliefs, who has studied and understood the ideals contained in the Vedas and applies them in life without compromise? Is there a person who is learned and wise, but is yet without a trace of arrogance? Is there a person who does not know what envy is and is given to gratitude? Is there a person who has conquered anger and all the ignoble passions, who is conscientious in his duty and is full of understanding, love, and compassion for all living creatures? Is there a person who represents and propagates righteousness and all that is truthful? Is there a person who is worthy of worship, yet is himself humble in performing worship and offering of prayers? Is there a person who is sought and revered by all for his noble qualities, who is an inspiring leader, loved by friends and feared by foes? Is there a person whose noble appearance spreads tranquility, in whose presence love sprouts and blossoms? O great sage, tell me, for you alone can answer my question. The Valmiki Ramayana starts with this conversation between sage Valmiki and sage Narada. Tapasmadhyaya niratam tapasvi vagvidam varam Naradam paripapracha Valmikir munipungavam Konvasmin sampratam loke Gunavan kascha virjavan Dharmajnascha kritajnascha Satyavakyo dridavratah Charitrena chako yuktah Sarvabhuteshu kohitah Vidwan kakkas samartascha Kaschaika priyadarshanah Atmavan ko jitakrodho Dyutiman ko nasujakah Kasya bibhyati devascha Jataroshasya samyuje Etadicham jaham shrotum Param kautuhalam shime Maharshe tvam samarthosi Jnatumevam vidham naram. Narada replied, it is no doubt difficult to come across such a man. But there is a man who has in himself all the virtues which you have enumerated. He is Sri Rama, the king of Ayodhya. Shrutva chaitatrilokajño Valmikir narado vachah श्रूयताम् इति चामन्त्र्ये प्रकृष्टो वाक्यमब्रवीत् बहवो दुर्लभाश्चैव ये त्वया कीर्तिता गुणाः मुने वक्ष्याम्यहं बुद्ध्वा तैर्युक्तः सृजतान् नरः. Sage Narada then told the story of Lord Rama to sage Valmiki in brief. इक्ष्वाकुवंशप्रभवः रामो नाम जनैः श्रुतः नियतात्मा महावीर्यः धृतिमान् वशी बुद्धिमान् नीतिमान् वाग्मी श्रीमान् शत्रुनिबर्हणः विपुलांसो महाबाहुः कंबुग्रीवो महाहनुः. Sage Valmiki thereafter founded his ashram at the banks of the river Ganges. He usually used to go to the river Ganges for his daily ablutions. A disciple used to carry his clothes. One day, Valmiki looked at a stream on the way and said to his disciple, "See, this water is very clear, like the mind of a good man. I will take bath here today." He was looking for a suitable place to step into the stream. At that time, he saw two birds known as the Crauncha birds making love and remaining happy in a tree on the opposite side of the river bank. Valmiki felt very pleased. As he was observing the birds, an arrow all of a sudden came and hit the male bird. The male bird fell down and died instantly. On seeing this, the female bird cried aloud and it also died of shock. Valmiki's heart melted on seeing this sight. He looked around to find out who had shot the bird. He saw nearby a hunter with a bow and arrows and understood that he had shot the male bird. Valmiki became angry and wanted to scold the hunter. His lips opened and a sloka came out of his mouth spontaneously. Manishada pratishtham tvam agama shashwati samah yat kronchamithunadekam avadhi kamamohitam. The meaning is, you will find no rest for long years of your life because you killed one unsuspecting bird which was in love. Valmiki was not a poet. Coming out spontaneously from his anger and grief, this was the first sloka of Valmiki. It so happened that it was in the Anushtup meter. After admonishing the hunter like that, sage Valmiki felt bad for the birds and was contemplating on the entire incident. At that time, Lord Brahma came there and advised Valmiki to compose the story of Lord Rama as it was earlier told to him by sage Narada. Later on, Valmiki composed the entire Ramayana with the blessings of Lord Brahma. The Ramayana was in the same meter that issued forth from him as this sloka. Therefore, this sloka is revered as the first sloka in Hindu literature. Valmiki is revered as the first poet or Adi Kavi. The links for the book as well as the audiobook are given in the description part of this presentation.